Finally, my OnePlus 15 has arrived. It's a global version, bought in Europe. 16 GB of RAM and 512 GB of storage. The box is clearly thinner than the one from the OnePlus 13. The previous one gave the impressions that there might be something more inside than the usual stuff, like a charger, for example. But we know that in the European versions, the charger isn't in the box. But all right, let's open it. Okay, inside the standard stuff like papers, charging cable, and SIM tray pin, and of course the phone and nothing else. The phone itself looks nice. It reminds me Oppo Find X9 Pro, at least when you look at the camera island. But I think this design looks better, in my opinion, of course. The screen is completely flat, and there is a screen protector here. You can see that. I hope you can see that in the camera. The frames are also flat, and this black color, black back with the black frames look really, really nice, in my opinion. The back feels really pleasant to the touch, kind of satin-like. And when I touch it, I don't see any fingerprints, nothing. Now. So I think it looks really nice. Okay, so now I think I will install the update, if they will be available, of course, and then head outside to check out the camera app. And I forgot, maybe we will see the case that I bought before buying OnePlus 15. So we can see that this is one of the case I saw on the internet. I wanted to have something to protect. Okay, it looks nice. Of course, I have to remove this sticker. Okay, so now I'm trying to install everything and going outside. Okay, I'm outside now, and so I did every update. And now there is a 4K 60 FPS front-facing camera. And one thing here, we have switching to the main camera, like this. So it's good to have something like this. And please be careful, because my voice is come from the DJI mic. So now I want to check what we have in the camera app. Okay, so now we are in a camera app. So we have the flash, off, on, or auto, of course. Then exposure settings. Good to have this here. Then live photo. Then action mode. Google Lens, of course, because there is a global version. Then we have additional settings like the picture format, timer, auto HDR, macro shot, but we go to that later, and another settings. And of course, there is the beauty effect, in my case without, then the additional filters like this, and here also something like this. So we start at the beginning we have master mode, like in the Oppo phones, and there is flash, JPEG or RAW, exposure settings, motion photo, and additional settings where we have also histogram and etc. And there is of course auto master. Then we have additional filters and settings like saturation, sharpness, vignette, and etc. And of course the Pro mode, when we have possibility to adjust everything what we need. Okay, in the video mode, the maximum resolution is 8K in 30 FPS, but we have also 4K 120 FPS, HDR, and ultra steady in 4K 60 FPS is good. And there is also a depth of field icon, I suppose, to portrait video. Okay, so you can see, but the resolution is switching to 4K 30 FPS. You can see the difference here. Okay, and then we have portrait, exposure settings, and a slider. Then we can adjust the distance, but we have only maximum to 85 millimeters, so 3.5x. And of course here the beauty effect and filters. Now there is a text scanner and more. Pano, time-lapse, underwater, high-res, slow motion, dual view video, tilt shift, night, pro video. In pro video mode we have ultra steady, anti-shake, sorry, there is an anti-shake on, HDR, but if we use HDR we can't use lock. Then we have lock also in 4K 120 FPS, and there is a possibility to preview LUT, but this is only preview. This not applied to the movie, like this. Okay, there is only like this. There is only a lock like this. Okay, and then we have high res, and here we can use high res resolution in every lens, so in 1x, wide angle, and telephoto lens. Okay, so now 1x, wide angle, telephoto lens, (10x), (30x), (60), and we have zoom AI, (120). Okay, and now I want to check the macro mode, of course. Here I have something like this, is a small shell, and here there is a macro shot. And we switch to the telephoto lens now. But if I now I'm close. I think there is like 15 centimeters, so I think it's not possible. There will be macro from telephoto lens, but okay, we can do. And in the information we see there is a wide angle camera. There is no telephoto lens, so there is no macro shot from telephoto lens. The phone switched to the wide angle. And now I want to check one thing. Because you see, in normal situation, you have this icon, the icon macro. If you turn it off, you can see that now the telephoto lens not sharpened. So we have to back, and only now there will be photo from telephoto lens. And now there is maybe 30 centimeters. And now there is a telephoto lens. So there is no macro from telephoto lens, but we can shot something else. We can see something like this. Okay. Okay, but I of course have to see that on the big screen. And maybe 4K 60 FPS. Now there is a main lens. And here, of course, we can also switch to the front camera. Wide angle. We back to 1x. Telephoto lens. I think the stabilization looks nice. In the phone, of course, I have to see that later in the big screen, but in terms of phone, it looks very nice. And the maximum zoom is 18x. Okay, we back to 1x. Now we can see the additional settings. So we have watermark, composition assistance, shutter sound, mirrored selfie, location tags, formats, and here we have high resolution. I think there is the same that we had in Oppo phones. Then preserve settings, shooting mode, styles and effects, creative effects, exposure settings, auto macro, motion photo, AI telescope zoom, portrait mode zooming, pro assistance, and etc. And then touch and hold shutter button, shooting methods, then lens focal length, then QR code scanning, portrait distortion correction, log lens, log white balance, adaptive frame rate, of course, off, then bitrate high quality, photo capture, volume button action, photo orientation, quick launch, and smart suggestions. Okay, so now I think it's everything for today. Of course, now I need time to install everything on this OnePlus. And now maybe there will be the first impressions if you want to, of course. And now I also waiting for my Honor Magic 8 Pro. So there will be, suppose, comparison between the OnePlus and Honor. So take care, and we will see in the next videos. Bye.